Look at this thing. It took Toyota 15 years. 15 years of us driving the same prehistoric gas-guzzling V6 to finally give us a new 4Runner. And now that the 2026 is officially here, everyone is asking the same question. Is this actually a 4Runner, or did Toyota just build a Tacoma with a backpack and a $70,000 price tag? Today, we're going deeper than just a walk-around. I'm not just going to read you a spec sheet that you can find on Google. I'm going to tell you why this truck is currently causing a total civil war in the off-road community. We're going to look at the hidden hardware that makes it a beast, the tech that feels like it's from the future, and the one specific, heartbreaking reason why you might actually want to go out and buy a used 2024 instead of this shiny new toy. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll know if this is the ultimate adventure rig or just a very expensive identity crisis. First, we have to talk about what's under the hood, because this is where the purists are absolutely losing their minds. The legendary, unkillable 4.0-liter V6 is dead, gone, buried. In its place, Toyota has dropped in a 2.4-liter turbocharged iForce 4-cylinder. Now, before you start typing an angry comment about no replacement for displacement, listen to the numbers because they might surprise you. The base engine pumps out 278 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. That is significantly more torque than the old V6 ever dreamed of. But the real star, and the one everyone is talking about, is the iForce Max Hybrid. This isn't a save-the-planet Prius hybrid meant for the slow lane. It's a performance beast. We're talking 326 combined horsepower and a massive 465 pound-feet of torque. When you're crawling up a vertical rock face or trying to pass a triple-trailer semi on a mountain pass, that low-end electric torque is a total game-changer. The old 5-speed transmission that shifted like it was underwater has been replaced by a snappy 8-speed automatic. It's light years ahead in terms of drivability, but the million-dollar question remains. Will it last 300,000 miles? That's the gamble you're taking with the 2026. We're trading old-school reliability for modern-day power, and for some of you, that's a trade you're just not ready to make. Early reports even mentioned some gravelly engine noise at full throttle, something you never got with that smooth, lazy V6.
If you look at the lineup, there are 9 different trims, which is honestly a bit of a headache. But Toyota has created a massive rift at the top, the TRD Pro versus the brand new Trailhunter. This is where you have to choose your personality. The TRD Pro is the speed demon. It's got 2.5-inch Fox internal bypass QS3 shocks, built for blasting through the desert at 60 miles an hour. It's for the person who wants to jump their truck. Please don't actually jump your $70,000 truck. Then you have the Trailhunter. This is the slow and steady explorer. It's a factory-built overlander that looks like it drove straight out of an aftermarket shop. It swaps the Fox shocks for Old Man Emu OME forged monotube shocks. These are designed to handle heavy weight. Think roof tents, fridges, and steel bumpers without sagging. It even comes with a high-mount air intake, a snorkel, and a built-in air compressor in the back to pump your tires back up after a day on the trails. Toyota is basically saying, why go to an off-road shop when you can just put it on your monthly payment? It's brilliant marketing, but it pushes the price into a territory where a 4Runner used to be the affordable choice, and now it's a luxury item. But here's the clickbait secret no one is mentioning, the new Stabilizer Disconnect Mechanism, SDM. With the simple push of a button in the cabin, the front sway bar literally unhooks itself. This gives you insane wheel articulation for rock crawling, the kind of stuff you used to need a toolbox and 20 minutes in the dirt to achieve. Then, once you're back on the pavement, it re-engages so you don't feel like you're driving a bowl of jelly on the highway. It's technology borrowed from the new Land Cruiser and the Lexus GX, and it makes the 2026 4Runner significantly more capable than any stock 4Runner that came before it. You're getting a truck that can do the Rubicon Trail on Saturday and take the kids to soccer on Sunday without breaking a sweat. Stepping inside the 2026 4Runner feels like traveling through a wormhole. For over a decade, we've been staring at a cabin that looked like it was designed by someone who still uses a flip phone. That is finally over. We now have a cabin that actually feels like it belongs in this century. You've got an available 14-inch touchscreen that is actually responsive, no more laggy navigation or pixelated menus. You get wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, and a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster that you can customize to show your pitch and roll angles or your turbo boost. But my favorite party trick is the JBL Flex removable speaker. It sits right in the dash, charging while you drive, but when you get to the campsite or the beach, you can pop it out and take your music to the fire. It's a small human touch, but it shows Toyota actually understands how people use these trucks. However, it's not all sunshine. If you opt for the hybrid powertrain, you lose a couple of inches of cargo floor height because that's where the battery pack lives. If you're a sleep in the back kind of camper, that 4.6-inch hump in the floor might be a total deal breaker. You have to ask yourself, is the extra power worth losing a flat sleeping surface? And don't even get me started on the optional third row. Unless your passengers are under 4 feet tall and have the flexibility of a gymnast, it's basically just a place for grocery bags.
Let's talk about the way this thing looks. Toyota knew they couldn't mess this up. If they made it look too soft, the fans would revolt. If they made it look too weird, they'd lose the mass market. What they landed on is what I call aggressive nostalgia. You still have the signature wrapper windows in the back that pay homage to the first and second generation 4Runners. You still have the power sliding rear window, the feature that 4Runner owners will brag about until the end of time. There is nothing quite like dropping all the windows and that back glass to get a true open-air feel on a trail. The front end is much more muscular, taking heavy cues from the Tacoma, but with a unique grille and LED lighting signature that makes it look wider and meaner. It has this crouched stance, like it's ready to pounce. But here is where it gets controversial: the size. This 2026 4Runner has grown. It's 4.6 inches longer than the old one. While that means a better ride and more safety, it also means it's a bit more of a handful in tight parking lots or narrow Jeep trails in the woods. It feels more like a mid-sized tank than a nimble mountain goat now. So here is the bottom line. Is the 2026 4Runner worth the money? Let's look at the price tags. An SR5 starts around $43,000, but a fully loaded TRD Pro or Trailhunter is going to clear $69,000 easily. That's Land Cruiser territory. That's used Lexus territory. Here is the cold, hard truth. The 2026 4Runner is objectively a better vehicle in every single measurable way. It's faster, it tows more, up to 6,000 pounds, it has significantly better tech, and the safety suite, Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, is standard. It can practically drive itself on the highway with adaptive cruise control and lane tracing, which makes those long trips to the national parks way less draining. But the 4Runner has always been about soul and simplicity. It was the last of the Mohicans, the last simple analog SUV you could buy. This new one is complicated. It's got turbochargers, hybrid batteries, electric motors, and screens everywhere. If you want the most capable, comfortable, and powerful 4Runner ever made, this is it. You'll love every second of it. But if you're the type of person who wants a truck that will survive a nuclear blast and can be fixed with a hammer and a prayer, you might find yourself looking at the 2024 models with a bit of heartache. Toyota has built a masterpiece of modern engineering, but in doing so, they might have lost a little bit of that forever truck magic. It's a bold new chapter, and whether you love it or hate it, the 4Runner is no longer stuck in the past. It's charging into the future at full boost, and honestly, it's a hell of a ride. The king is dead, long live the king.